Texas students are struggling. It's June 12th, 2025, and these are your headlines. Newly released results of Texas high school students' end-of-course assessments for 2025 show that too many students are still not where they need to be academically. That's according to the state agency that oversees public education. The Texas Education Agency this week released spring 2025 STAAR end-of-course assessment results. STAAR is short for the State of Texas Assessments of Academic Readiness. It's standardized testing designed to measure the extent to which a student has learned and is able to apply the defined knowledge and skills in the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills at each tested grade, subject, and course. While overall performance levels remain poor, subject mastery ranged from a high of 37% for U.S. history to a low of just 8% for English 2. Assessments from 2024 also showed declining scores. The TEA's annual report for the 23-24 school year showed reading and math scores for 3rd and 8th graders dropped 2 to 3 percentage points from the previous year, with less than half of 3rd grade students reading at or above grade level, deficiencies that impact students' later school performance. Now, the STAAR test, as you know, is unpopular with many parents and teachers who say it puts too much pressure on students and forces educators to spend too much time teaching to the test. There was proposed legislation to eliminate the high-stakes testing, but it failed to pass during this year's recently concluded legislative session. That bill passed the House, but was unable to come to an agreement with the Senate. Aaron Reitz, a former Deputy Attorney General under Ken Paxton and a recent appointee in the Trump administration, announced today his campaign for the Republican nomination for Attorney General of Texas. Reitz made the announcement after resigning from his federal role as Assistant Attorney General for Legal Policy under Pam Bondi in the Department of Justice the day before. He previously served as Paxton's Deputy Attorney General for Legal Strategy and as Chief of Staff to Senator Ted Cruz. Reitz said he would use the office to pursue policies aligned with President Trump's agenda, including increased border security, mass deportations, opposition to progressive prosecutors, and efforts to uncover election fraud. He also pledged to target big tech, support law enforcement, and defend constitutional rights. Well, Reitz becomes the latest Republican to announce a campaign for AG. He's joining State Senator Mays Middleton. The race comes as current Attorney General Ken Paxton is not seeking re-election and is instead running for the U.S. Senate against incumbent Senator John Cornyn. Reitz resigned from his federal position yesterday and was greeted with support from those in the Trump administration, including Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel.
What are the important things out there in Texas politics and Texas news that matter to you, and what can you do about it? That's what we want to bring you with the Luke Macias Show on a weekly basis for 20 to 30 minutes. That way you can get the information and go do something for the rest of your week. I look forward to coming to you every Wednesday.
A sweeping law enforcement initiative led by the FBI Dallas Field Office and the North Texas Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force resulted in the rescue of 109 children and the arrest of 244 individuals involved in online child exploitation. The operation was conducted throughout April and represents one of the largest coordinated crackdowns on digital child exploitation in Texas history. Operation Soteria Shield brought together more than 70 law enforcement agencies from across Texas. Agencies leveraged the expertise of highly skilled computer crimes investigators, working around the clock to identify victims and apprehend offenders engaged in the production, distribution, and possession of child abuse material. The digital evidence seized during the operation is still under forensic review. Authorities anticipate further arrests and the identification of additional victims. Law enforcement leaders stress that while this operation marks a significant victory, the fight against online child exploitation continues. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.